Hey there, welcome back to my channel. And before I start anything on this commentary, I want to thank for almost 500 subscribers on my channel. Pretty surprised that I actually still get more subscribers despite me being very inactive due to a room makeover, a guinea pig upgrade, and babysitting. But it's I'm very happy that it's still getting some attention on here. Now then, to the commentary. So fun fact, before I even started drawing online and stuff, I did mention that my first style on here was Happy Tree Friends. And I'm sorry, there's going to be some blackouts in this video. I don't know what it is that's doing that. I've already edited this video like twice already and nothing's changed. But anyway, I did mention that my first style on here was Happy Tree Friends. And I did it my own way. I left it because people were assholes. I'll get into that into another story. And eventually I came back in my own terms. And genuinely I'm known for that. However, when I first started doing art, which was around the age of 8 years old, and I didn't know anything about the internet at this age. I didn't know what people were so obsessed with computers for. I didn't see the big deal of it. I didn't even know what YouTube was. I genuinely didn't really know what it was. I would hear it from some of my classmates, but I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm just gonna go back to my own thing. The first style that I ever tried doing and perfecting was Sonic the Hedgehog. Sonic the Hedgehog was actually one of my favorite shows growing up. My brother would wake me up early in the morning. He would get some dried cereal like Cocoa Puffs or Reese's Puffs, and we would get to the TV and turn on to 4Kids. We would watch One Piece and Kirby. What else was there? I think Yu-Gi-Oh was there at one point. I may be mistaken, because we also watched the whole Warner Bros. Crap, what was it called? It's like Warner Brothers, but it's like the channel for kids early in the morning. And we would see Sonic, which was my favorite show. I liked the style it was. I liked the voice actors in it. I liked the characters, especially Shadow. Shadow's my favorite. Wonder why. And when I started doing art, I really wanted to do Sonic the Hedgehog. But when I started drawing it, it looked awful. The heads would be often too small. The eyes would be too far apart. For some reason, I added eyebrows, and I'm like, and then when I look at the picture again, I'm like, this bitch doesn't have eyebrows. Why the fuck did I add eyebrows? The legs would be too short. It was bad. It was awful. It was, and I honestly wished that I followed this one rule at that time. The rule was that no matter how bad you draw, keep that image and never throw it away. That's one of the art rules that I go by. I have like sketchbooks that go to my high school years, and they're still pretty bad. And when I drew something bad when I was 8 and stuff, I would often throw away the picture and then try again, then throw it away, then try again. It was a bad process. I still have some drawings from when I was 12, but you know, it's not that much. And yeah. Eventually, I did leave the Sonic fandom because I got into other shows like Pokemon and other shows like Hi Hi Puffy Amiyumi, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Oh, that was another show I used to watch. I still like that series, by the way. It's still my favorite. And I just didn't really go back to it. I went to Happy Tree Friends, and then here I am. So before I let my client even, take on with me, I wanted to show her that, well, I'm not like, it's more like she asked me if I can actually do the style, and that made me wonder, I don't know. And one part of me, I'm like, last time we did this shit, it was pretty bad. It was god awful. Don't go back to it. And then another part of me went like, well, things have changed at that time. You ended up I did end up learning more human anatomy, and I did learn how to draw in other styles, like OKKO, Steven Universe, the new TMNT one, Rise of the Turtle, Rise of the Shell. It's one of the new ones. What else do I know? Well, I did perfect my Happy Chieftain style. I did Hero Academia, Villainous, Cuphead, and oop, that's my cat Dory. She's just knocking stuff over. Naughty little kitty. Where was I? But yeah, I just realized, let's see if I can even do it. So I got my sketchbook. I feel more confident drawing a sketchbook when starting a new style. I drew it and it was pretty decent. I drew Infinite. And she was like, okay, fuck it, let's see what happens. So I took in the commission, which was a comic, and I did post one panel. The rest I kept it private because she requested it to be private. And I'm like, okay. And turned out pretty good. They also, and then later on, they asked me if I can make a cover for it. And I was like, okay, fuck it. I can do a cover for it. And here it is. It's basically Infinite with her Sona, which she didn't really have a style in her Sona. Sona ends up being in different styles depending what shows he's in, I guess. And I was like, you know what? I see your Sona as a bunny. So I said, okay, fuck it, a little rabbit. And yeah. I think one of the hardest things in this particular commission was drawing Infinite's mask. I felt intimidated at first. And I was like, look at those turns and silver stuff and whatever. The ears, I was like, fuck, this is gonna be a little harder than I thought. And eventually I did some blocking out. I had to block out some stuff and, look back and forth at my references. Again, another art tip. If you are drawing a character and you're not too sure what should be where, please get different references of that said character. Not only in one position, but in different positions, like side view, back view, above view, lower view. Get any damn reference you can find. It helps out in the long run. And I learned that while doing commission work and doing the Happy Chieftain style. Obviously, there was no style. There was no image that could be close to my style. I can do Happy Chieftains, but it was kind of weird. So I had to go based on anime panels in my manga collection that I have. But on to this. Another challenge that I found myself in was Infinite had some red glow around his body, like that's seen right here in this cover. And I was like, shit, how am I supposed to do that? So after some messing around, I decided to just get one layer on top of Infinite's hands and just do it around there. I had to be really careful because my dumbass forgot, like, hey, maybe it's best you just keep these two images separate because, outlining might be a lot easier in the long run. But no, my dumbass thought, I just add it together. It's not gonna be a big deal. It won't happen. It won't affect you later on. And then I'm doing. I was like, you dumb bitch. You could have avoided so much problems if you just separated the layers. But what happened has happened, and I just went through it. And in the end, it turned out pretty nicely. What other challenges that I had to go through? I think the other challenge was the thing inside the ear. It was like a black white. And I was like, crap, how do I do that? Because I didn't just want to put an outline in it. I actually wanted to make it look more natural, I want to say, than very generic kind of shape. So what I did is just added in that thing in white, and then I just added the colors back and forth like I'm doing right here. And then that didn't work out. So then I just made two big circles and just kept the whole clip thing inside. One of my favorite things of this commission. I think coloring the gem was actually one of my favorite parts. Because I just learned this technique about shading and using the select tool. And just added in soft lights. While also putting some sort of indent hardening. And It worked out. Let's see. Another one was coloring in the characters. Coloring is always my favorite part of every commission. It lets me see that everything's coming together now, and oh, it's looking cool and awesome, and it's actually sticking to the style. Like, outlines are cool and stuff, but it's the coloring that helps out match the style, at least in my case, especially when it comes to shades, because you can draw the outline as best as you can, but if you don't color it right or shade it right, it's gonna look weird. And yeah, my my dumbass forgot to ask Carly if, you know, she wanted to get a background, but I was already too late in that point. So I just made up a background based on the other comics that I was seeing for Sonic the Hedgehog, which is basically a big explosion in the background. Not a big explosion, it's like a big burst of color looking like an explosion crystal thing, and added some. And I didn't want to make like a very simple background. I could have just added just one gradient kind of thing and just a back shadow. I'm like, no, should be more. So I added the whole crystal and shadow thing. And despite the challenges that I went through this commission, I'm glad the end result was pretty good. This is actually, even though there's only 2 pieces of the Sonic style, I'm very proud of this piece. And I do want to continue drawing the whole Sonic style. And yeah, so thanks so much for watching for this long. If you want to support my channel or me, I have a Patreon. Feel free to pledge it. Even like the video or subscribe. Even watching it is actually like a support for me. So yeah, if you're watching for this long, thank you so much. I'm still open for commissions in case you want any work done by me, and I'll record it if you want, kind of thing. Hopefully you guys are doing pretty well during quarantine. This completes year 1 of quarantine, I believe. I think. I don't know, it's been so long. And I'm just hoping that we can get out of this plague pretty soon. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.